And welcome back to the channel where we talk about only good comics. I'm Brant, and this is Friday First. This is that series where we talk about those brand new #1 issues, new character debuts, new story arcs, and the like. And this is for books releasing on February 11th, 2026. So for this week, there's not big books like huge, blockbuster books or anything like that. Um, there's some interesting titles in the top list this week, and like last week, again, I have some honorable mentions, some holiday books, at least one asterisk book, and that kind of thing. But yeah, not a lot of huge books that you just can't wait to get to the store for in terms of #1 issues, but still some interesting titles in the mix. So the top 10 is a little kind of different, and if you put this with the other books that are coming out this week, a lot of these books are not going to be, for me personally, in anywhere near a top 10. But as far as first issues go, this week they are, because not because they're not good books, just because there are other books this week, non-first, that I'm more excited about. But in terms of like first issues, first appearances, etc., these are the top for me of the ones that are releasing, which I think there are like probably like 16 or so first issues this week. There's a lot of #1s, a lot of new indie titles, and that kind of thing. So not every single one made the list this week. I stuck to a top 10, so we're going to see how that plays out, and I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts about it in the aftermath of the show. But with that said, let's not beat around the bush anymore, and let's get right into those honorable mentions. All right, the first honorable mention we have is Star Wars Jar Jar issue 1, and this is co-written by the voice of Jar Jar, Ahmed Best, also with Mark Guggenheim. So the two of them together are coming together to write this story. Maybe there's some redemption for Jar Jar. I know, the history is there. No need to hash it out on this show. But yeah, it's interesting title to bring out. And according to like some of the comments on League of Comic Geeks, which is the site that I use to show you these every week, there are a lot of positive feelings about this book coming out. So a lot of people are clamoring for it. And if you're one of them, go check it out. The next honorable mention is Witchblade Annual 2026 issue 1. I fell behind on this series, but this particular book is an annual. I mean, of course it's an annual. It says in the title, is an anthology. It has several stories, and they're all kind of centered around Ian and what happened before, during, and after his last interaction with Sarah Pazzini. So that's kind of what this is. If you're a fan of that character and you want to know what his journey is, this is the book that you're going to find that out in. The next honorable mention is Good Bones and Other Sordid Tales. This is written by Steve Orlando with art by Adam Gorham, and I'm a big writing, and Adam Gorham's a really great artist as well. This, again, I believe is an anthology. Yeah, it's from the world of Hello Darkness, which I do not read, so that's why this one didn't make the actual list, just because I don't have any connection to the series. But this is a special one-shot with a curated collection of kind of creepy tales from that world. So if you're a big Hello Darkness fan, you might want to check this one out. And our final honorable mention goes to Thundercats Lost in Time issue 1. This is a special one-shot issue that kind of bridges the gap between the two series, the main Thundercats series and the Thundercats Lost in Time series. Now, I've been reading both of the series, but I am way behind on both of the series. For some reason, I just fell behind on one, and then I fell behind on the other, and I just haven't caught up yet. It's one of those kind of, for me, I like it, but it's not top of the pile kind of book for me. So it tends to kind of get forgotten at times because I read so many books. It's just one of those kind of things. But it's a pretty solid book, and it's Ed Brisson is writing this particular one shot as well. Who did Apex and Thundercats Lost. So supposedly there's a crossover coming up between Thundercats and Thundercats Lost, and this kind of bridges the gap between those. So if you've been following either series or both series, you definitely want to check this out. Obviously, as the image kind of indicates there, this is a mystery bag, blind bag variant, 40 pages, $5.99, polybagged. Check it out. All right, our one and only, or no, I'm sorry, That's a different section. We have three of these. We have three holiday books this week, still centered around Valentine's Day. Speaking of Thundercats, we got Thundercats Valentine's Day Special 2026 #1. This one is written by Ed Brisson as well, and it's love stories featuring your favorite. Or I shouldn't say that. That's a different franchise altogether. But cats that go into battle, Thundercats. Thundercats Ho. Here we go. So there you go. If you're big into the love stories, the Valentine's kind of specials, or you just love Thundercats, go check this one out as well. Our next holiday book, also from Dynamite. I think all three of these are actually from Dynamite. This is the DuckTales Valentine's Day Special 2026. All's Fair in Love and Sorcery. Of course, we've got Magic Dispel and Uncle Scrooge there, in a bit of a love story. This is written by James III and Connor Ratliff with art by Libero Ernetti. And this is a 40-page book for $5.99. And so if you're a big DuckTales fan, you want to see some love with Magic and Dispel, go check that one out. Then our final holiday book, again, once again, comes from Dynamite. This is Vampirella Winter Special 2026. And she is becoming the hunted. And this one is written by Liam Johnson with art by Jordan Michael Johnson. This also 40 pages at $5.99. So there's a mysterious billionaire in this named Stephen Dallas. So you got a little bit of a love story going on there. So if you are into that, go check that one out. And our final book to talk about before we get into that official top 10 is the one with the asterisk. This is Radiant Black and White, issue #1. Obviously, this is a reprint, but this is a reprint of the first issue of Radiant Black with just inks, black and white, no color. So you get to see all the line work. So that's pretty cool. So if you're into like process stuff, you definitely want to, and you're a Radiant Black fan, you definitely want to check this one out. But with that, let's get into those top 10. So coming in at number 10 from Mad Cave Studios, we have A Barbarian Behind Bars, issue 1. This is written by Elliot Kalan with art by Andrea Muti. And this is a 32-page book for $4.99. It says, who is this mysterious muscle-bound warrior who came to our world in a storm of magic and violence? That's what public defender Irene Chang wants to know. Guy came out of nowhere, doesn't speak English. Now he's supposed to help. She's supposed to help him beat a murder charge after he chops some other weird dude's head off with a magic axe in broad daylight. So basically, you're taking like a Conan or that type of character and putting them in a modern setting under the rules of their homeland, and now they're in trouble for it, but they don't know the language, anything. They're displaced out of time. That's kind of a really interesting take on this, because you're looking at it from the POV of this attorney instead of from the character itself, which is definitely a unique perspective to the story. I thought that was pretty interesting. Mad Cave, again, I always say this, they do some really interesting books. So I'm intrigued by this one, but that's why this one comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Bleeding Hearts issue 1. This is from DC's revived Vertigo brand, and this is a kind of a post-apocalyptic thing after the zombies won, which is kind of an interesting twist. This is written by Dennis Camp with art by Stephen Morian. So Dennis Camp is been on the rise, doing a lot of interesting stuff over the past recent memory stuff. And so I'll just read a little bit of this. The zombies won. It's 10 years after the fall of humanity, their dominant form of life or not life on Earth. They've developed their own cultural practices, their own language, and their own society. So that's really interesting. So these zombies have taken over. There's no people that are left alive, except for this. I guess there's this one group of people that are left, because it says the team behind 20th. Oh no, that's talking about the creative team. I'm sorry. But yeah, this interesting take that the zombies have created their own society and are kind of living life. So if you were a fan of Everything Dead and Dying, it's kind of like taking that concept and going a completely different direction with it. Like maybe even more comical, because it's going to be kind of weird to see zombies just kind of living everyday lives just without help, and not just stuck in muscle memory, just actually living a life or a non-life. It's kind of an interesting concept. That's why Bleeding Hearts comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is Absolute Wonder Woman 2026 Annual Issue 1. The reason this one is further down is because fell off of this book. I'm a little bit behind. I tried to jump on with the crossover between Batman and Wonder Woman, but before that, I just kind of lost interest in the title. It was my least favorite. Well, my second least favorite absolute title, Martian Manhunter. Just I know a lot of people love Martian Manhunter for whatever reason. It just did not click with me. And this was another one that was just kind of on the bubble for me, and eventually I just kind of fell off of it. Trying to get back into it now. But in this annual, we've got um, a story of Medusa. It says the experience of briefly becoming Medusa in order to save Gateway City changed Diana. So she had to become Medusa. I guess that was in the main story that I missed. It haunts her. She's never stopped seeking an answer from the gods. Her pleas to Athena have gone unanswered until now. And so now this is the story of her kind of getting, that those answers, I suppose. We've also got breakout artist Matea DeLulis returning for this. Did a couple of issues, early on. Absolutely am a huge fan of his work. Had I realized that it was his artwork in this issue, this probably would have been higher on the ranking. I'll stick it here at number 8 because I did not realize that. But I am actually excited about that because I'm a big fan of DeLulis's art. So yeah, there you go. So that's Absolute Wonder Woman, and my reasoning why it comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 325, not to be confused with the Energon Universe series. This is the original Marvel run that went to IDW, and now it's with Image and Skybound. Larry Hama still behind it, still writing this, but this is an anniversary issue, 325, and the reason it makes this list is also because they're debuting 2 brand new G.I. Joes in this issue. Now, I am way behind on Real American Hero. I do love the series. If you could zoom in, you'd see 6 or 7 of the trades of the IDW run up there, and I have a lot of the single issues of the Marvel run, like almost all of them. So I'm a big fan of the series. I'm just way behind on it. But I'm excited about this because we're debuting 2 new G.I. Joes. So it's definitely noteworthy, but because I'm not currently reading it, it makes it a little bit lower on the list. And that's why G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 325 comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Cyclops, issue number 1, The One-Eyed X-Men Unleashed. I'm assuming this takes place in present day because Kid Omega and Magic are also going to be in this, as well as Juggernaut and Beast. And these are all characters that are in the current X-Men series. At first, I thought it was a flashback because Cyclops is on his own. His powers are out of control. He's in the mountains, and he's being chased by Donald Pierce and the Reavers. And I'm like, that sounds like an old story, but because of the cast of characters, and it also has the Shadows of Tomorrow moniker across the top of it, that leads me to believe this is present day, and that makes it more exciting. I've been trying all these new number 1 issues out of the X-Men line. This is written by Alex Paknadal with art by Roge Antonio. This is a 32-page book for $4.99. I'm really curious about this one, but I'm kind of I don't know what to expect from it. So that's why Cyclops comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5 from Ignition Press is a book called Just Brutal, issue number 1, written by Dennis Hopeless, which is a name that I have not heard in a while, with art by Bram Rebel. So I'll just read a little of the description here. It says, every family has problems, but the Savage family has actual monsters. Jordan Savage is a normal 16-year-old kid, barely holding it together after his parents' recent divorce. His twin sister, Winter, is his opposite in every way, including how she is coping with the changes in the Savage family's life. Let's see. They're about to find out things that the boring, bickering parents they've lived with their whole time are actually barbarian warriors, and they've been living quietly for 3,000 years. So they're immortal barbarian warriors, and this evil sorcerer warlord, Farklar the Fleshless, has come back, I guess, and his army of hideous Mordorks, is what it says, are about to devour Des Moines, Iowa. So their whole world, these twins who think they're in this normal, boring family life, is about to be turned upside down because their parents are apparently immortal barbarians that have been alive for 3,000 years and are about to fight a magic war in Iowa. So that's a pretty cool an interesting concept. I'm a fan of Dennis Hopeless's writing. A lot of the Marvel stuff that he did, I was a big fan of. Haven't seen his name pop up in a while, so I'm kind of excited about this one. And that's why Just Brutal comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is another X-Men Shadows of Tomorrow book. This is Wade Wilson, Deadpool. Now, I'm not the hugest Deadpool fan. I do like Deadpool. I like him in chunks, though. And I like him when he's done really well, where there's a really good balance between the breaking the fourth wall and the comedic stuff and just good story. The reason this one is higher on the list, though, is because of the creative team. First of all, this is Legacy 351 for anybody keeping track. And it says Deadpool is on the brink, and that means job deadlier, the stakes are higher, and the humor is darker than ever before. But he isn't laughing. This dark memory is haunting him as a mysterious client takes him down a troubling path. Is it redemption? No, it's something far worse, that Wade can never be forgiven for what he's done as this new ongoing series begins. And the writer behind this is Benjamin Percy, who has been doing a phenomenal job with some of these second and third tier characters, and even first tier like Wolverine, but like I'm talking like Red Hulk and Ghost Rider and characters like that have cult fan favorites but aren't like your top names. But now he did a wonderful job with Wolverine. Now he's taking on Deadpool and telling his version of Deadpool, which I think is really interesting. And it as soon as I saw who was writing it, I was like, oh, okay, this is not going to be like any other Deadpool series that I've read, I don't think. So I'm definitely going to check this one out. Art is by Jeff Shaw here, but that's why Deadpool comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Mark Spector, Moon Knight, issue number 1, continued to be written by Jed MacKay, this time with art by Dev Pramanik. Apologize for mispronouncing that if I did. But as we start off this new chapter in Moon Knight's, ongoing series in a series of volumes here, in a series of maxi series, basically. This is Legacy issue 256. Moon Knight is missing. And it says he's been many things: an Avenger, a Fist of Khonshu, a Karnak cowboy, and now he's kidnapped. We don't know who by. We don't know why they've kidnapped him. And we don't have any idea why they've trapped Moon Knight, but we're going to find out in this next chapter of the series. I've enjoyed Jed MacKay's entire run on Moon Knight throughout the various volumes, throughout the various titles. So I'm definitely going to continue with this, and that's why Moon Knight comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is a new series from Boom Studios called The Center Holds, and it says a new superhero universe is born. Once again, this is about the creator involved with this title that has me excited. So I'm going to read a bit about this. It says, in a world where superheroes have become commonplace, heroes are required to join a union or else face serious financial liability for all the damage they cause during all their battles. That's where this superheroes union comes in, where this group of genius cyber psychic Lakshmi, this mysterious keeper, and child prodigy Nekatron, among others, as they battle villains and bureaucracy, God, if I can speak, alike. So you're gonna, it's kind of balancing between the business world, the legalities and all that stuff, and actual superhero battles and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of interesting. We've seen different takes on that kind of thing through different perspectives, and this is yet another one. But the interesting thing that caught my eye is the writer behind this, which is Larry Hama, legendary writer behind the G.I. Joe series, also famous for his Wolverine run back in the day. So I'm very excited to see a new superhero universe birthed by Larry Hama, who I'm a huge fan of. This is a 40-page book for $5.99, and that's why this one comes in at number 2. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Sirens Love Hurts, issue 1. This is a new Gotham City Sirens book. It is a Black Label book, so it is not in continuity per se, but this is featuring your favorite 3 Gotham City Sirens, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn, and adding Black Canary into the mix. 32-page book for $5.99 with the cardstock cover. It doesn't say it's oversized, but a lot of times the Black Label books are, so I'm not sure. But this is written by Teenie Howard with art by Babs Tarr. Now, I know the that creative team is polarizing. Some people really like that creative team, some people don't. I actually like the creative team. So I'm really curious about this series. I love the characters involved. And in this particular book, this story, they are the most eligible bachelorette. Oh my god, I can't say this word. Bachelorettes in Gotham, at least for a little bit. There's Catwoman, who's been playing cat and mouse with two of her favorite boys, Bruce Wayne and the Dark Knight himself, Batman. So obviously both the same guy there. Spoiler alert on that. If you didn't know, now you know. We've got Harley Quinn, who's recently single, and in her hot girl era, it says. We've got Poison Ivy, who just wants to enjoy her solitude as long as her best friend Harley's there to enjoy it with her. And then there's the new girl, Black Canary, who's engaged to the love of her life, Green Arrow. But the closer they get to the wedding day, the more it feels like they might not be so written in the stars after all. Yeah, there's also a killer on the loose in Gotham, a killer of women, of course. Black Canary is trying to stop the murders, and she requires more criminal company, which brings in the Gotham City Sirens. So she kind of teams up with the Gotham City Sirens, and we're gonna, explore both their personal lives and their crime fighting lives together. So that's interesting. It's fun. It's a different take. I wish it was in continuity. I wish we were the story of these four in continuity, but I'll take what I can get. Should be fun, but that's why Sirens Love Hurts comes in at number 1. And there you have it. That is the top 10 list for this week. Well, top 10 plus a few others, as I tend to do. I told you it was going to be an interesting week for first, and there's some cool titles in that mix, though. A few that I'm really excited about, really curious to check out and see what they're all about. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which ones of these first or any other first issues that are coming out this week you're excited about? Which ones have caught your attention? Did any information in this show, kind of make you perk up like I did when I found out Benjamin Percy's writing Deadpool or Larry Hama's launching a new superhero universe, etc.? Let me know in the comments below. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And of course, hit that subscribe and notification bell if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of the content on the channel. Of course, you can follow me across social media at onlygoodcomics, or type in onlygoodcomics.com to take you right back to this YouTube channel where we talk about only good comics. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care. Keep reading those comics, and I'll see you soon.